Well, I'm excited about all the great things that are happening and how we do what we do. Nobody can say that better than Country Boy. We do what we do when we have to do what we do, and only we can do what we do the way we do what we do. Only anybody can say that is him. But welcome, everyone, to our Thursday call and mastermind call, because that's what it's all about. It's about all the strong minds that we have and how we put things together and how we do what's needed to be done when we do it. So I'm going to start off by saying, of course, a lot of you already know, but congratulations to Jackie Powerhouse Parker. Jackie has been in the business hustling for such a long time. I know she can't hear this, but I'm putting that energy out there to just congratulate her, and also Ann and Nick Brown. They've been hustling for a minute here, so it's so nice to see when people that you see so often on Facebook. Now, Jackie wasn't very much on Facebook, but they did some type of campaign because Arlen is her ambassador. And I'm quite sure they did some type of campaign to bring people back. And of course, that meant getting on the phone, making those calls. You know, what's so interesting about the business that we're in, it hasn't changed. The way you work it, it hasn't changed. It's still the same. You have to put in the time to make the calls, to do what's needed to be done, and reach out to people who are just kind of sleeping on the business and really don't know what they're doing, but just kind of reaching out to them. And that's what we talk about all the time. We talk about just connecting. When someone comes to mind, if it's for them to work the business and build a team, or if it's for them just to do some travel, put some group travel together, make some money that way, work with a nonprofit organization so they can have the vortex. I mean, we have so many ways to reach out to different people that we know, because you might be talking to somebody who might say, oh no, you can book my trip, but I have a cousin who might be interested. You know, so you don't mind asking someone, well, who do you know? It's just like an insurance agent. When they go to the house to sell you a policy, that's what they'll do. They'll sell you insurance policy, and then the next thing they want to know is, well, who do you know that needs insurance? So I think that's a good way to talk to people that you already know, and you know that they think they know that they're not interested, but we know that they really should be interested in Surge. But even if you go back to someone who you have talked to before and they say, no, I'm not really interested, well, who do you know? You know a little bit about the business. Who do you know that would want to use this as a vehicle to change their family's financial future? So there's so many different ways to reach out to different folks and let them know what you're doing. And even if they are, I told you I don't want to do it. I understand you don't want to do it, but you might know somebody who does. You might know somebody who's looking to have a little side business, something that they could use to save money on their taxes. And with all those different techniques that's out there and the different techniques that we do, what you want to do is you just want to ask the question. It never hurts to ask the question to whoever you're talking to, because that's how you're going to meet new circle of friends, because your circle of friends might be exhausted and they might be spent and not ready to do anything. And that's understandable, because everybody has a season and everybody has what they do, how they do, when they do it. And so you might run into somebody else who has a whole new group of friends who's looking to travel, who want to do something different. And because there's something out there for everybody. Every time I see somebody on Facebook who was with us and now they're moved on, they're still fishing out of the same pond. You know, they're still fishing out of the same pond, calling people that was here, having them to come over there. But like what we know, The same thing they did here is what they're going to do there, which is nothing. And so, and if you want a product-based business, they're out there. But what we know about Surge 365, which we love, is that we're not trying to get someone to change their airline. If they love Delta, they can continue to fly Delta. And that's what I love about our business. So it's all about just being friendly, making friends, being friendly to make a friend, and know that Rick and I are here if that's what you want to do. See, that's another thing. I always put that out there because we have a lot of people in our team, they really don't even want to go to the next level. Excuse me. So if they're a team builder, they might not want to get to national builder. If they're national builder, they might not want to work to get to director. So it's really, what do you want to do? Do you want to move to the next level, or just kind of hang out where you are? What Rick and I love to tell our people, it's really up to you. Whatever you want to do, we're here to help you do it. If you want to run and call people and have us doing 3-ways every other day, 2-3 times a day, because you have new people who you want us to talk to, we're here to do that with you. So it's really whatever you want to do, and that's how the business works. And so they did their major campaign where everybody in her team, and I know Michelle, that's her sister, she's in her team, they all ventured out to bring in at least one person, one new tip-o-top, a junior, and then a tip-o-top. And so I was looking, I said, wow, we'd be level 3 if every one person in our team brought in one person. But that's not what different people want to do. So that's what we want you to know, is that we're here to work as hard as you want to work. That has not changed. We've always been here. And I think Rick might share a little bit about a gentleman. I think him and Ed got going again. So, and it's all the people that are maybe dropped out, maybe doing something. They have extended the Rocktober. And so that means that they can still come in now and pay the, and what's so cool about it, if they're 59, if they're still at that $63 amount with YTB and they've never upgraded with Surge, what's so cool, they could pay that and then not pay the $99 till January. So it's still a really nice deal to get started. And between now and January, they could work to where they have their 3 and free. They've gotten their $500 bonus. They've gotten their $1,000 bonus. And they're already in their team builder and they're getting residuals. So your whole rest of 2023 can change by just bringing in or reactivating the right person. So that's what I really love about our business, because no day is always the same. There's no telling who you're going to meet and how they're going to say, oh yeah, let's do this. This can work, you know? So I'm excited about the different things. I'm really excited about the people that have made director, because I know that they deserve it. You know, they deserve it. They ran their different campaign. Their team jumped up and made it happen. And that's what's so exciting. But what we want is we want our team to do what they want to do. We're not into that hard pressure sale. How many people did you call today? How many people, you know, Rick and I are not, I'm sorry guys, we just are not that person. And we are not calling you, asking you how many people you called and what's your goal, and trying to put guilt trips on you as to, well, what about your family? What about the next generation? You know,
what about your children?
What about your children? You got to do this for your children.
For the little baby.
And look, for the little baby, why are you not
now,
doing your
business?
True.
Although that is true.
Yes.
You know, and Chantel,
it's true.
Well, Chantel, you talk about it all the time, and we are creating generational wealth. You know, and that's something that is so true. I really did, and you mentioned it, Brenda, earlier, about Ed and him wanting me to call Jacob. I believe his name was Jacob, and I just had the awesome, the greatest time talking to Jacob. And you know what, Ed? It let me know, and we all know this, that when the person is ready, you can't do anything until the person is ready. And Jacob had mentioned that, and he may be on the call here. He mentioned that he was him and his fiance were looking to get married, and his fiance wanted to become work the travel side of the business, and I started telling him about the training, the travel training, and he got really excited, and of course he reactivated, and so he was one of those that reactivated. And you think about it, he had the $59 program. That's how long ago that was. And I don't think there was anything that you could do to rush him. But when he was ready, he says, Rick, okay, I'm here right now, and I'm going to, I got the $60 and to reactivate. And he said, but I want to upgrade. He said, tell me the difference between the $69 program, the previous program, and of course the program that we've all upgraded to that has the vacation stay and so much more. And I mean, I started explaining it to him, the difference to him, and he says, "Oh yeah, yeah, I want to definitely upgrade." And I said, "Well, go ahead and reactivate with the $59." And then I said, "I believe there'll be a widget you can click on to upgrade." So he reactivated, and there was a widget for him to upgrade. And I said, "Well, go ahead and upgrade." And so he clicked on that, and he got so excited because he said, you know, he got 2 months, and we all experienced this when we upgraded. You get 2 months that they give you toward your 12 months toward the vacation stay, the rewards trip. He said, I got 2 months. I said, yeah. And because he's looking forward to the vacation stay. That means, Ed, he is planning to hang around for the 12 months, or you got 2 months, so 10 months, and that's a good thing. You actually provided him a service that he appreciates by pointing him to the direction to upgrade. We're actually providing people a service, and he was so excited.
Hey,
Hello?
Rick.
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, I just thought about what you just said. He got 2 months free for his stay. He told me about that too. He said I clicked on the membership, opened it up, and I already got 2 months into my free stay. I was like, yep. that's how it works. But that's still an amazing deal because if you think about it, you got 2 months free towards a free stay up to 7 days with any one of our vendors around the world. I mean, it's an amazing deal. So not only do you get the membership, but you invest in the free stay too, as well, and you get 2 months off there. So wow, what a deal! And they extended it. Yeah, we gotta get the word out.
It's true. And even Brenda's cousin. Oh, but let me get back. So yeah, and so he was excited about the training and the travel training. He says my fiance wants to become a travel agent, and so he wanted to know, is the travel agency included in what he just upgraded to? I said, oh yeah, yeah, you got, it's the top, the travel owner package. And so you've got the travel agency, you've got the membership, you've got the vortex, and of course you have the 7 day vacation stay, and so much more. He said, well, I'm not going to be sponsoring people right now. I said, well, you don't have to upgrade with the membership or activate the membership right now. The SBA, which is the $20, until you have somebody that you want to bring on board. He says, when you've got somebody that says, hey, I love what you got, I want to do it. I said, well, then we activate the membership, the SBA, and it was just $20, and we can sign them up. You can't sign them up unless you have the SBA. And he says, oh, that is great. And so you've got a happy partner, a happy customer. You can't do anything with anyone until they get it. We're working on other people's, and that's the way it should be. You shouldn't have to coerce someone, twist their arm, overtalk them to get them to do something that you want them to do. What you want to do is, and I believe this, the law of assertion. There's no assertion. There's only attraction, the law of attraction. There's no assertion. There's only attraction. You can force people temporarily to do whatever, but eventually if it's not their decision, they're going to fall off. But if you can attract people, he saw something in you, Ed, and by you just sharing with him, what it's all about, that made him say, I want to upgrade. After all that time, Brenda's cousin, and Brenda had mentioned her to you last week, that wasn't able to do something. I guess she got sick, so she couldn't take her vacation stay, and so she wanted a refund, but it's non-refundable. And so she was just basically saying, I'm out, go ahead and cancel my thing. And Brenda talked to her. And in fact, behind the scenes, she had 3 vacation stays. So Brenda worked with Sandy Pippin and was able to get Sandy to send out her vacation stays to her cousin. And 3, now that represents at least $1,500, $500 a piece, but we know really more because I saved $1,200 just on one and $1,600 on the second one. But she's getting those 3 vacation stays, and then she has the one that she got sick on. So she got 4 vacation stays. And so she turns around and tells Brenda, and she sends Brenda a text and says, "Well, here's my my updated credit card number. You need to change change one in the account." So she doesn't even drop out. Now, Brenda, when you got that call and you was in the middle of something that you was all happy, happy, happy. Oh, you was with your cousin.
That's right. I was just hanging out with my cousin. We wasn't thinking about nothing.
Then Brenda's cousin.
I had to drop into mode.
She had to drop into serious mode when she got a text a page long saying, I'm out.
No, she called me, and then she called me. Ooh, I'm out. I'm like, oh my God.
But you waited. You waited.
Yes, I did.
You didn't. You respond. Well, we was like, okay, Brenda, let's just cancel her.
Yeah.
And but you waited, and you took her into account. You took the fact that she has 3 vacation stays, and if she drops out right now, they go by the wayside. And it was funny. Brenda's like, well, in the minimum, she needs to send those to me. But I said, no, Brenda, those are hers. And if she knew what we know, she would want them. And so you informed her, and it's amazing because it's almost like when you're patient with people and you put her best interests ahead of anything. And people can sense that, even if you're not even talking it. And she ended up saying, okay, here's my texting. Because you didn't even know she was going to text it. She ended up texting her updated credit card to put on her account. And we just saved a person. Man, but that's what this business is all about. You can't do something until the people get it. Back to you, Brenda.
Yeah, you really can't. And you can't, you know what? And I like what Ron says, because you'll say, we say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And then Ron Clayton, his response to that is, but you can feed them salt and make them thirsty. So of course, then they'll drink. But how do you do that? How do you feed somebody something that'll make them want to do what they know to do? Because everybody really knows what to do to work their business. Did somebody want to share?
You know what,
Brenda? Go ahead, leader.
Okay.
It just reminds me of what you always. Why am I having an echo? What you always say. keep on living it in front of people. You keep on doing what you're doing. And sometimes it's like when your cousin, there were some things that she did not quite understand. And so after you explained it to her, because guess what? Who went in here and sent that email in, and all 4 of these vacation reward packages are sitting right up in here right now? Sure did. I'm like, people, that would be called ridiculous, to lose money on the table that you've already paid forward. Receive your rewards. You paid for that already. You paid that year forward already. Why would you not receive those rewards? So went right in there and I said, you know what? We're going to get ours and sit them right over here. And we're going to look at, and I'm sitting here right now. And because of all the tools we have in this company, it's like, what would you like to invest yourself in today? Okay, you don't have to build the team today. If you don't want to work in it, okay, that's fine. It is good. Whatever you say is good, it's good. You want to work with some groups? Okay, work with some groups. People, let me tell you something. Even though things, excuse me, are going on with the Holy Land, do you know people have booked a group to the Holy Land? 35 people? Are you serious? Yes. Because people have desires. All that stuff will work itself out. But these tools we have, oh, I'm going to use it too. I'm going in here today. I'm going to do some training. Going to learn about the industry and keep on preparing. Was on the phone with the bad to the bone, Jackie Powerhouse Parker last night, because we are very close. And we were sharing when we were over in Punta Cana, sitting at that table, looking at each other. And it was like, you know, we had gone through some same things and neither one of us knew it. And I was like, wow. So she said, sis, she said, I almost gave up. I almost let it go. I was just so frustrated. But she said there was something in me that would not let me do that. And she said, I started thinking back on all the years of running and helping people and seeing all the effort we have put in. She said, and we deserve this. And you're right. 2004, 5, 7, 2. Yes, you do. You have put in the energy. Now all you have to do is receive your reward. But guess what? That happens when I decide, when Glenn decides, when you decide. Anybody on here, it is our decision to say, you know what? Well, you know what? Now I'm ready to put in the energy for that. We're not all the same. We may have the same outlook and freedom and financial increase for people and people traveling with the best in the industry. But we don't have the same outlook when it comes to, I'm going to build a team or I'm going to build generational wealth. That's not everybody in here. And it's okay. It is absolutely okay. You do you. You have the tool. When you want to use it, use it. But it's already paid for every month. We're paying it in advance. Back to you, Rick and Brenda. And so excited about these new directors. And we'll be talking to the Browns today. Oh, yes.
Awesome, awesome. And that's all we need is to, and Chantel, you know, because I love how you connect on their calls. I love how you search out the knowledge and the information by jumping on other calls, by talking to other people. See, with you doing that, it gives you more knowledge. And then you see how they're working and what they're doing. So that's one thing I really like about how you will go and jump on Arlen's training and jump on Nick Pagano's. You know, you don't have a problem reaching out and seeing what the other people in the business is doing. And I encourage everyone to do that, because somebody might say something and you might go, oh yeah, I got a person. Yeah, I know this person. See, you don't want to limit the knowledge that you're getting, because everybody has different knowledge. Everyone talks a different way. Arlen talks different than Rick and I. When Arlen does her presentation, she's on there a good 20, 30 minutes before she starts, playing music, saying hi to everybody, welcoming people on, telling people, go call so-and-so, go call so-and-so. I mean, she does a whole different intro, when she is doing her presentation. So everybody does something different. Rick and I, we play music for maybe 2 minutes, and we're right into the presentation. So you have people who say, oh no, I just want the meat. Just give me the meat. I don't have time to sit around and listen to music and listen to somebody welcome people on. But then you might have somebody who says, oh, I like how they acknowledging all the people and saying hi to folks who coming on and encouraging people to go out and invite other folks. Everybody's different. So when you're working with someone, because you know how all the other people work, you might say, oh, wait a minute, I think I need to put them on Arlen's call because they like that rah-rah, the acknowledgement when people are coming on. They like that. So I'm going to put them on Arlen's call. Or you might say, oh, they're analytical. I got to find Nick Pagano because I know they're going to love him. So you learn that when you know what you have, when you know how the ambassadors are, when you know how, because there's people in Arlen's team that never has heard Rick and I do a presentation. But they might say, oh man, my cousin's retired military. If I had known about you, I would have had you do the presentation for him because he likes the straight, give me the meat, let's go. So that's why it's good to venture out and see what other people are doing. I don't have a problem with that. I encourage that because I think when you do that, you're going to learn more. Even yourself might say, oh, I like the music. I like you don't know what you don't know. So that's why you want to get out and see what the other, different ambassadors and directors are doing. I know Ann Brown, that girl posts at least 4 or 5 times a day on Instagram and Facebook. I know I see her post constantly. And even though she would only have maybe 3 or 4 or 5 likes, but she was doing it. She was posting. Now, I don't know if that is what happened where one person saw her post and wanted to join. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they were able to do a campaign to get everybody to come back for the next 2 months and work your business so you could have a whole new level by next year and let's just do it. Whatever campaign they did, I don't know what they were doing, but I know they did something. I know they did some type of campaign that rallied the troops and everybody got on board and they made it happen for them. So that's what I want everybody to do. Find out what you like. And, I hope you like Rick and I. You always join our call. And then when you have somebody who is when you have somebody who you want to do a one-on-one, I hope you call us so we could do the one-on-one. But whatever works for that person, connect and do a one-on-one because that is what is going to help people see themselves. Because now you're talking directly to that person. At the end of the presentation, you can answer questions directly. You can ask the question, ready to come on board? What did you like best? You can ask those questions when you're doing a one-on-one. When you do a group Zoom, you really don't have time to ask questions. So I think that's why one-on-ones are more important.
They are.
For people to...
Yeah,
Go ahead, honey.
They absolutely are, because relationship is everything. And the one-on-one establishes a relationship. And of course, people don't join the business, they join the person. And so when you have a one-on-one, you're actually working and with that person on their level. And like you were saying, Brenda, people relate to different folks differently. And one of the things I love about our company is that you can connect with any leader, and they'll for the most part work with you. You can join their meetings. I just got a notice from Charles Nicholson. And Chantel, you wasn't able to get on last week. He sent me another notice I was going to put on our site.
Yes, I don't know what happened. I was trying diligently to get in that meeting. And so I don't know if the way I worded it, but I put the exact words that he had on there. And so we'll try again.
I'll check it against what he just sent me today,
Okay,
and
thanks.
make sure that it's the same one. I don't know. I wasn't able to get on, so but when I saw your email, your message, I was going to send that to him and let him know that we had some folks that couldn't get in. But I'll compare it to what I have today, and then if he says it's the same, then we'll just work it from there. But you can work with any leader. You can jump on any meeting, and like Brenda was saying, Chantel, you're jumping on different meetings with different directors and different folks and making relationships, of course, that we all have over the years, not that we just joined the company, with the different folks. And everybody is free to do what they want to do. And what's interesting also is the fact that every leader, director has their own personal experience. And typically, your personal experience is the one that you share with other people. Some people have, really just pushed really hard, and don't go to sleep, fall asleep, because you're so tired after working so hard. And Brenda and I, of course, have our experience where we prayed. It's not that we didn't work hard, because we worked hard, but we added a lot of prayer with it. And that has been, our experience. A lot of things that we do is we become the people that we're looking to attract. And so we put time into understanding the business, into becoming, specialized or expert in a particular area of the business, and the law of attraction. For us, that's what works. We put time in becoming, and those are the people that actually show up in our space. Now, it's hard to explain that to people, but there's something to that. And that has been somebody. Oh, but that has been me personally, my experience. Where I say, okay, I'm going to put the time in, and I'm going to understand, what the membership is about. I'm going to understand the different uses of the membership. I'm going to understand the travel agency and the career opportunities on the travel agency side. And I'm gonna take a look at the vortex. I'm gonna use the vortex, even though it's for customers, because I want to see, can I purchase a hotel room? Can I get a hotel room through the vortex and save up to 60%? Will they send me a check for 60% of what I saved? And will I get 3 reward credits for every dollar I spend? And so I do that, and I say, this is a great tool for fundraising. And so I'm actually using everything and becoming, that person that can talk to people about it, can explain it to people, actually becoming the leader, the one who knows. The leader is the one who knows. And becoming that leader because I know. And an amazing thing happened. All these heavy hitters start coming to me and coming into the business. And what the interesting thing about Brenda and I, which is so amazing, really, when you think about it, Brenda and I are founding directors of Surge 365. We were directors in the previous company. Scott asked us to come over to found Surge 365. That's why we got the, of course, picture. We're founding directors of Surge 365. It's not like we haven't been there. And Brent, that's probably Brent, in our mind, we're actually ambassadors.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. We're ambassadors
I,
because we've been directors. We're told we'd be founding directors. There'll never be any more. Then we made director, but they had this rule where you had to hold it
no, hey, you gotta
for
put it like this, Brent. Then we made director again.
30 days. Then we made director again. And they told us we had to hold it for 30 days. And then they changed the rules. And of course, a few people dropped out. And so then they changed the rules. And we know some folks that made director, and the next month, people dropped out. They didn't have the numbers, but they allowed them to keep the title. So
And that's
there's
okay.
something way there, but it's
But
okay. It's
no,
okay.
no,
But
it's
there's something
okay.
kind of way there.
And the
It
reason it's
sure is.
okay, the reason it's okay is because God is doing something. See,
Hmm.
the overall
Yeah.
thing is you have to have a bigger vision than what you see that is driving you, that is motivating you, so that short term things that happen can't distract you. We've got a bigger vision, that we're following. And God already proved to me through the accomplishment of being a founder and director of how he does things and what he does and when he does. And Chantel, you hit the nail on the head when you said timing. Everything is timing. What is your timing for whatever it is you're looking at? Whether it's something in the family, whether it's something on your job, whether it's something in Surge, there's a time and a season and purpose for every single thing under the sun.
So Rick, let me ask you and Brenda a question. It's Mariano.
Mariano,
Without so you all these titles and everything that you have or you didn't have or whatever, they kept sending you the checks, right?
we still get the check.
Come on.
So regardless of the title, as long as the checks keep coming, who cares, right?
And so
The other thing I wanted
that's right.
to share with folks when we
Yeah.
talk about opportunity and timing and things of how do you build your business. For those, I don't know if everybody on the call remembers me talking about this organization called BNI, Business Networking International. It's a networking group, a referral networking group that's around the world, and so I'm still a member of that. And I got contacted by a travel agency in Vietnam that wants to team up with someone here in the United States to do vacation packages.
Nice.
I don't know if it's possible for us to do that, but I'm going to reach back to them and see if there's an opportunity there. But again, I wouldn't have had that opportunity had I not been participating in BNI. But another avenue or method to do something different is it's that time of year out here in Colorado Springs where the Women's Expo is going to happen. And I have a booth again this year, and just the people that I run into there and the exposure that I get. Some years it's better than others, but the bottom line is that, again, it's another avenue for us to share what it is that we have to offer. And again, you never know when you're going to find someone that's going to, change your life. So I just wanted to share those things with everybody on the call, because again, you really need to think out of the box sometimes, or think of other things that maybe you hadn't participated in before. Another thing I would highly encourage people to do is participate in bridal shows because of the honeymoon registry that we have, and that tool and what it can bring to us. So anyway, I just wanted to put in my 2 cents there. But yeah, just keep cashing the checks. That's all I got to say.
That is so true.
That is so true. The checks don't stop regardless of the title. And of course they increase. But yeah, your desire will dictate your success and the timing of your success. And like Mariano was saying, thinking outside of the box. but it really comes down to what the person wants to do. What does the person, what do you want? Are you looking to hit the next level, whatever that may be? What is it that you're looking for? And then we're here to support you in that endeavor. Are you putting time in the business to, even just for yourself, know and learn your business? A lot of times people have an employee mindset where they don't do anything unless they're told. And the people who have the leader mindset, the manager mindset, the boss, the CEO mindset, they'll go into the back office and they'll say, let me take this training again. Let me watch these videos from the different directors. They'll search out information. They'll think, like Banyana said, outside of the box. They'll meditate and say, what can I do? What is my next best right decision? And they'll add to that the law of attraction. I'm going to become, who I seek. You can't attract no more. You can't attract the person that you're not. Quite often, the people that we attract is the person that we see in the mirror, or less. That's one of the things I said. I'm going to, at least I know how to learn. I'm going to learn like the boss so that I can attract, people of that caliber. And I guarantee you learn like you are the CEO, which you are, of your own bit. And you said, what is it? How much is business worth? $1 trillion business. You learn like you are the boss of a $1 trillion industry, a business that has a foothold in a multi-trillion dollar industry. And you become that CEO. Like Mariano said, you say, I think I'll look at bridal. And see, the neat thing about it, if you did some research on bridal and you attract somebody that actually wants to do bridal, you launch them in that area. You bring a church in or a business in that's looking to turn travel expenses into revenue. You bring them in and launch them in that area. You see somebody who, as we approach the end of the year, is looking, because we're a 1099 business, to get tax deductions all the way back to January for all the things that they've done. And they come in before the 31st of December, 12/59 or 11/59, which I actually brought somebody in at that time. And they're able to claim those tax deductions for the entire year. We got to always talk to your tax professional. And you launch them in that direction. Fundraising, travel more, save more, make more. You identify somebody who is looking to do that. Or like Ed with Jacob, he's getting ready to get married. His life is totally changing. His fiance wants to look at becoming a travel agent. His primary question is the travel agency included in this? You launch him or reactivate him, right? Launch him in that area. See, that has been my experience. I have become, and it's, I don't know if anybody else can do it, but I did. I become the expert through study, and then I can identify the talent and launch them. Your work ethic will establish your credibility and your ability to be able to identify talent. But like Brenda said, like you said, Brenda, you may have people in this business that say, Rick, I'm not interested in doing any of that. I just want to go to Spain. I just want to take a cruise. I just want to pay my monthly. I want to pay 12. Now look at this. I just want to pay 12 months and get my free vacation stay. And our one vacation stay took care of the monthly fee for 12 months. And Chantel, you said you had three? And Brenda's cousin has four?
Four. We have four.
Four?
We have four. And you know what? And this is what I say to people. See, we earned that. During COVID, and our family juggles lives because we're building generations. We've always been that family. Okay. And so everything that we do here, and that's the reason we came into this company actually, because the hubby was working himself to the bone. I was running in the door from the school working, had to get this daughter in there, get her situated. We were tired. And I started praying. I said, you know what, Father? I said, this is not the life I signed up for. I said, I want to see this man. Hello? He's out here, bears all around the cars. He's trying to do whatever that extra job was. Why? To bring in some extra, extra. And you know what I said? I said, we need something that we can do together, that we can do right from our homes, that we can have fun doing and bring in an income. Boom. That's why those certificates are sitting there, because COVID hit and because we were juggling all these schedules around here because people are working from home. And, they started piling up because we couldn't get out there. But guess what? The time is right now. I'm telling you, we are in the right timing, at the right place, with the right mindset, with the right people who are ready. Ready for what? Ready for whatever they decide they want to do. If you make the mistake, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, this right here, because this got my attention. We literally lost one of the greatest travel agents in one of our companies. Why? Because her leader was a network marketer, and he kept pushing, pushing, pushing on her, and all she wanted to do was book travel. And she went to another travel company, and it's $1 million earner in travel. So when people tell you what their desire is, hear them. Hear that what they just told you. Stop pushing on the people. Everybody in here is not in here to build generational wealth. That just happens to be what's in my heart because I know the importance and the magnitude of that. All right. But that travel agent piece, I can do that. Glenn can do that. We can book groups. We can do all that stuff, right? When we choose to wear that hat, we wear it. It is our decision. But that vision, when I woke up this morning, I started thinking about that vision. I said, you know what? That vision drives you. Even when you look like you're sitting still, it doesn't matter what people think about you. It doesn't matter what they say. You know what that vision is. Stick to the vision. And if you're a leader, you're not a leader if you don't have a vision written. I'm just saying, because I'm going to push on you. If you up in here with me, you are not a leader if you don't have a vision written. There is nowhere in the world you can hit a target with no roadmap. Sometimes we have to hear that. It's not the happy, happy, happy all the time. Sometimes it's the truth that's going to set you free. Leaders, you have to have a vision. I'm just saying, back to you, Rick and Brenda.
It's important because your vision pulls you to your future. You may not know what the future looks like, but when you write down a vision of what you can see, and Albert Einstein says it best, your imagination is a preview of your life's coming attractions. Your vision will pull you and prepare you for your future. And like Chantel's saying, if you don't have a vision, you're pretty much dead in the water. You're going around in circles. You're being pulled to the right, pulled to the left, by the currents of the current things that are going on around you. And it's so important to have it written down, write the vision, and make it plain. I truly believe that if a person actually just does that, that is the first step. Because when you sit down and meditate, pray on the vision, you'll be shown something. Write that down, that which you see. And life will begin to just bring things in your path to make that happen. Almost beyond you, which is the most interesting thing. How do I know? That's what happened for me. Don't sell yourself short on the vision. You hear Brenda talk about $1 million homes on the water all the time. And that's what we're going to have. I mean, imagination is a preview of life's coming attraction. If you can see it, believe it, feel it, you can achieve it. And so don't sell yourself short. And I'm telling you what I know, you can craft and script your life and watch what happens as the things that show up. If it includes people in the business that you want to meet, put that in there. If it includes how you want to live, a home, whatever, how your it even includes relationships in your home that may not be the way you want them to be today. Write down the vision of that relationship as you see it, how it should be tomorrow, and watch what happens. Because when you begin to see it, you begin to walk into it, you begin to feel it, and begin to, quote unquote, create it. And that's the most amazing thing, the power of creation. I experienced that when I created the previous company to be founding director in the previous company. That was a creation. That was a vision written down intentionally because I wanted to see if I could actually do it. And Mariano, of course, was there from day one. He was the first person I think I sponsored in the business. I was like, man, if I just had him on my team.
You know what? You know what's so interesting?
Hey, let me say this,
about
Brenda.
all
Hold
that?
on 1 second. Hold that thought right quick.
Okay, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
said, man, if I just had him on my team, but I'm afraid to talk to him. Go ahead.
I know, El Señor. But you know what's so interesting? And I was listening, and kudos to what Chantel said, because it's so true. Kudos to what Mariano said, because they contacted you. That's timing. They contacted you about tourism here in the U.S. Tourism is huge. People don't understand how much money people are making from tourism. We're here in Charleston, and Rick and I, we love to check it out. We're downtown. There's people speaking all types of different languages here because they're coming from everywhere. And just like you, Mariano, in Colorado, they're coming from everywhere to see Colorado, to see the mountains, to see Pikes Peak. And that connection you have to get that tourism going, you could do it. That's one of my things, is to have my Are You There Yet? Your Are You There Yet website. They can be over in China or wherever booking on your site, and you get the commission. That's what's so great about our travel business. And then you've been in the business long enough to be able to even say, forget the title, have you missed the check? Because we tend to forget small things like that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay. We've been so close, yet so far, had it, but there's never missed a check. So I think if we could figure out a way to get that knowledge to new people so they can see what they have. And like you said, Chantel, don't pressure someone to do something that they don't want to do, because now you have lost $1 million earner travel agent. So you have to let people do what they want to do. And by that way, everybody wins. I think people mess up when they try to start forcing people to do things, because that's one thing people know how to do. They know how to ghost you. So when you're trying to get them to do something they're not comfortable doing, they will disappear on you. And so that's why I say, let's just drip on folks, let them know we're here, we're not going anywhere, we'll work as hard as you want to work, because that's what this business is all about. Definitely don't sit on your princess cruise. If you have, and also those gift certificates, they can be given out as gifts. So if you have accumulated a lot of, like Darlene, she shared with us a few weeks back, that she gave hers out to a couple. She gave one of hers out to a couple that was getting married as a wedding gift. So there are so many creative ways that we can work this business. And someone might come in to save and earn the gift certificates so they can give those out every year. So you don't really know, and you don't want to sell people short on what they want to do and how they want to do it, because we have to just leave it open. Think outside the box. Think outside the box. Even down here, in order for us to get our driver's license, I have to show my wedding license that I changed my name from Adams to Reese. That is so, to me, backwards. It's like, are you kidding? I got all this other stuff that says Brent. What do you mean I got to show you that I'm married to this guy? So to me, that is so backwards. But I have my Colorado license that says my last name Reese. I have all this stuff that says last name Reese, but I have to show you that I actually married him for my last name to be Reese. That's so backwards to me, but that's the rules down here. So wherever you go, there's different rules. People do things differently, and you just have to roll with the change and go with the punches, because that's how you're going to be successful. But out of all that everyone has said today, one thing that we know for sure is if you write it down, it's coming to pass. There's a power in writing things down. There's a power in writing exactly what you want. We listened to Oprah Winfrey the other day, and she talked about this young lady in Africa, and I'll wrap it up because, it was about an hour talk. 11 years old, doing her brother's homework, her brother getting A's on his homework, but failing in the test that he took in class. Teacher finds out it's her, begs the father to let her go to school. No, they don't educate women there. She can't go to school. Finally, she gets married and begs her husband to let her go to college. Comes over to the U.S., gets all A's, goes back. Meantime, she's having all these babies, blah, 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 and coming back to the U.S., getting educated, so on and so on. Now she has her doctorate, and they're living in the U.S. And it's because she would write down everything she wanted and put it in a can under a rock. And then she'd go back, and it would come to pass. She'd write down another goal, put it in the can under a rock to get my degree, to get my high school, go to US and get my, what do they call it? University, that's what they call it. Go to the university in the US, come back, get my doctorate, come back. I mean, she did everything that she would write down and put down on this paper in this can that she would put under this rock. So that just goes to show you the power of writing things down and knowing how powerful it is. I was watching Indecisive or whatever show it was, and this guy found this little lucky charm, and he felt that, so now he was winning everything because he believed that this lucky charm was giving him the luck that made him be able to win everything. It was just a state of mind, how he thought about it. It had nothing to do with the little charm he found, but it's how you think and how you believe. So decide what you want. I know you guys have already done it before, so just do it again. Nothing ever changes. There's nothing new under the sun. Everybody does the same thing. It's all about timing, like Chantel said. It's all about timing, being at the right place at the right time with different organizations that you're in. And definitely that is still something that people still do. I mean, even down here, they have the markets where people set up and sell things. They have the different bridal shows at the different coliseums and the hotels. They still do that. They do it in Colorado. Rick and I was on a roll going to all the different different travel things they were having with Dawn and Mary. We were going to Hawaii. We won something to go to Jamaica, 3-night stay. So everything is still the same. It's all about you deciding how much you want to do, when you want to get plugged in, and what you want to do. Okay, anybody else?
Yeah,
I like to
I was
Go
gonna,
ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, don't let someone pull you out of your purpose. And you can only really do and work and be effective working in your purpose, working in your zone. But you have to understand where you are, and because you're not letting fear not pull you out, but don't let people pull you out. But you have to
Yeah.
understand what you're fearful of. If fear is, go ahead and mute your phone so we don't get the feedback. We're getting some driving feedback. But you can't let people pull you out of where your purpose, because you can't be effective. Like you were saying, Chantel, with the lady who is $1 million earner in travel, and people trying to pull her out of that thing that she obviously is her purpose and comfortable in and satisfied there. People trying to pull her out to do something different, which is maybe their thing. And but she didn't know that you can rise up against it. You don't have to go anywhere. You can rise up, but people don't know that. But that's where it's so important that you know where you're coming from and knowing what your purpose is, to be able to tell people, no, this is what I'm going to do. Nobody is the boss of anybody. We're independent
You're
contractors.
not the boss of me.
You're not the boss of me. Brenda, the state has already said I'm the boss of you. That's why you got to change your name. We got to verify this thing. I'm
Oh
just kidding.
no,
I'm
you
just kidding.
silly.
But don't let anybody, pull you out, force you. But you want to make sure that you have defined who you are. And what happens is people really haven't defined themselves and who I am and why I am, and all those little details. You know, Even at our age, people have still not defined and identified my purpose, my gift. She was obviously operating in her gift, and that's where she chose to apply her gift. And then, of course, somebody else will come and say, I want you to do this for whatever other reasons. You have to be understanding that I'm not going to do that. No, this is what I want to do. And the fact of the matter is, people will do what they want to do. You're not going to force a grown up to do nothing, even a kid. And they will rebel whether they tell you or not. And she moved. She left.
Mm-hmm.
She left.
Yeah.
And that's what. Go ahead, Brenda.
No, no. Go ahead. I just
But
agreeing with
that's
you
what happens
that she
with
left.
people. That happens with people that you try to force into this business. That's called ghosting. you know, that's ghosting. And in the relationship, the closer it is, if you don't really have a relationship with them, then it's really ghosting. But if you have a relationship with them, they're not going to necessarily ghost you, but they're not doing what you tell them to do. It, and so being able, as a leader, being able to observe people and to educate people and to give them options and to ask them questions. And you was talking about this earlier, Brenda, I think before the call. What is your why? And Chantel, you talk about it all the time. What is your why in this business? Why are you in the business? You know, where do you see the best use of your skill set, of your gift, of your purpose in this business? You know, One of the things I think is so interesting is the more you learn, the more you can understand the business and where to apply your skill set. What happens is people are in a void of understanding of the business, and can't make decisions because they just don't know when all the information is right there. I would love everybody on our team to take another look at the back office, maybe to even go through the training, to click on all the links. Go to teamget.com, the website I put together. All the information is there as well. And like Chantel says, keep your passion. If you can drive everything through your passion, That's why you see Chantel getting bonuses, Ben and I getting bonuses. We're running the business through our passion. And and the other thing is we're willing to wait the timing of the things that come to us. And because we're able to do that, like Chantel and Glenn do for another bonus over the next month or so. Brenda and I do for a bonus over the next month or so. And you'll see the rhythm of a timing, right? And, bonus. And nobody else, when everybody else has access to the same. Chantel, why is that? Glenn, why is that? Why over a certain period of time, it's like another bonus due?
I'm going to let him go first. Are you there?
You may not be, but
Okay, what I'm gonna say is
I had to get over to
you.
the phone.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Depends on which way you wish to flow. There's been multiple ways identified in how to earn. With our business, you choose what's for you, where your passion is. You go for that, support that. There's multiple ways. You can do multiple ways. If it's in you to do that, you have the passion, the stamina, the know-how, the skill sets. That's what we work towards. But you know what? If you're going to be that person, and when you talked about the promotions, one word that always comes up is team. It takes the team to pull together. You can't do the bonuses on your own. You can't sponsor all the people on your own. How do you motivate people? Well, some motivation's got to be internal. What's your why? All of that, everything that's been talked about on this call is relevant to do it. And, Coach had a promotion a few years back about each one sponsor one. And the numbers were phenomenal. What would happen if each one sponsored one, the promotions that would come. So it was a different time. It was a different motivation. Times are getting more desperate than ever right now. I believe it is a window of opportunity. And so to put that opportunity out there, but you got to have the right people motivated to come together to support a cause, and even your own cause. Because, hey, the bottom line is the dollars that can come from this. You get enjoyment and helping and all that, but it takes money to do anything in any type of business. Go ahead, Chantel.
See, that right there is what drives me. Everything that he just said, because every time I look at that generational wealth part of this tool, which was Coach Tomer's passion, because he knew that if he could put the money in the hands of the right people who would be the team to rise up and say, you know what, we're going to do this because of this right here. When you look at this world right now, and we have a tool that will go anywhere, and will bring out millions and billions of dollars right now. We are one of the only companies that has this. That's what drives me. Every time I look at that, and I look at our community, I look at our families, and I look at all the people on here, and I'm in the back office, and I'm looking at regional builder sales, national builder sales. That is called building generational wealth. What is in my heart came from when I was a little girl. And I watched my mother, and that's why I can relate to Chris Coakley. And I'm getting back to my friend over there who is bad to the bone. He was so driven because of his mother. I was driven because of my mother. I watched her work 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs. I watched when the government said, I'm not going to give you $5 of food stamps because you are working all these jobs. Crazy, right? That is what drives me, because I know there are so many people out here, even on this line, who are sitting here quiet today, and they're like, if I just had an extra $500 this month in the next 2 weeks, not for those people, for myself. And if we really get honest with ourselves, we have to be the person to step up to that plate inside of ourselves. And you know how that starts? For me personally, It is with prayer. It is with worship. It is acknowledging who he is for us, what he has done for us. All right. It's a big deal to me. So I refuse to sit down on him because of the great love he's shown us. And he put this tool in my hands and said, look here, young lady, if you take this tool, see, when you're training and you keep changing all this stuff in the company, laser focus. I said, I don't care what they do. We came here to travel. We came here to make sure our family was strong together. We are going to take these people and we're going to travel because we were doing that anyway. When they said they were going to pay us for that, that made sense to me. It made sense for what we were already doing. Didn't have to change a thing. But when they said they were, do you know within the first month of us being, and this is not everybody, because if you don't put nothing in, you will get nothing out. Within the first month of us being in this company and opening our doors, we were able to receive $1,000 check on the comp plan of the company. That is what we have, and that is why I'm like, you know what? This is gonna pay us. This is going to keep paying us. And every time I get in here and I said, okay, you rest right now, but girlfriend, you're gonna get back up because we got work to do with these communities, these generations, and these people called ourselves. That's what drives me every day, no matter what. Thank you. Back to Rick and Brenda.
Man, that's good. I was just thinking as you was talking, over time, your adversity becomes your opportunity. So the things that we're going through, growing through right now, hang in there, and it will turn and become your opportunity over time. As time changes, as things change, as needs change, as your friends change, as we change, your adversity today becomes your opportunity tomorrow. And you become prepared, not even knowing that these are the times that's preparing you for that opportunity. I was reading in my book Gladwell, and he was just talking about how times and seasons determines opportunity, not you forcing anything. But and so that's like what you're saying, Chantel. This is like the best time, and Glenn, to be doing what we're doing because it's forcing this. As you say this a lot too, it's directing people to us, to opportunity. And of course, travel is the largest industry on the planet. And even Mariano, for him to be contacted by someone from Vietnam saying, hey, I'd like to partner with you in the United States in tourism, because, hey, tourism in Vietnam is huge. And being able to partner and put those packages together, especially with the veterans, that's a real big deal. But in my book I was reading with Malcolm Gladwell, he was just talking about, the Jews back in, the 20s and 30s and 40s, and how they had to go through so much, and how they came to America from Europe with trades where they didn't make any money in Europe. But once they got to the U.S., the trade of being in, making silver or fur and hats, that became something that was really sought after in America, which made them a lot of money, being able to make clothing and aprons. And, those are some of the big box fashion stores today. They made a ton of money, but that started back then, where they turned their adversity became their opportunity. But it was saying in the book how it was just kind of rating their skills and why they enjoyed doing the things that they did, working by themselves with their skill set and in the industries that they were in. And it was saying, thing behind what made their job so exciting, and I was looking at travel in the same way, is that they said just being able to have the autonomy in the business to create it and to use it however you want to use it. And for them, as for now, you in this travel business, you have autonomy to do whatever you want with all the tools that are and training that are in the business to create exactly what you want. You may say, I just want to do this, work with churches, or I just may want to work with travel. You have the autonomy to do that. The second
Hello,
thing,
Rick.
this,
Oh,
hold
go
on one
ahead.
second, hold on one second. The second thing
Yeah,
was
go ahead.
complexity, and how the complexity to keep people engaged and in their mind engaged. This business, you have the complexity to make it as complex or as simple as you want. You may say, I just want to travel. Or you may say, like Mariano, I may want to put together vacation packages for people to go from the US to Vietnam, or people around the world to go to Vietnam. Autonomy, complexity. And then the third one, final one, was the connection between your effort and reward. There is no amount of money you could even dream of in this business that it won't pay you. Over to you, Glenn.
One thing you mentioned earlier in the call was that you wanted everybody to go back in there at the back office and just update, become reacquainted, remotivated. There's not too many people that have not been touched by some um, super challenging life and been rocked to the core. I mean, many of us on this call know exactly what I'm talking about. And you have to go back and where do you go from here? What course? I think that's a good place to start in that back office, and you get nuggets that will refresh you to get you jump started. And just you can't be on an island. Can't be on an island. And that's another good thing about the teamwork concept. I mean, even Mariano hitting in on that call last week. It just re-energized um, everybody, and it re-energizes you as well. Some things come along and you just don't know. You reassess. You go, okay, this was my. You may need to update your reason why, your mission statement, your modus operandi. I mean, whatever it is. I get in there. I was going through my reminders the other day. You put reminders on for all these calls and everything that's going on in life, all these services you have to attend, things you need to do. And one of my reminders popped up, and I looked at it, and it said one of the events that we support organizations um, with our program with Surge and part of Marketplace Ministry. And that reminder popped up, and then on the end of the reminder, it said Pops. And that is the name that my son called me. And I do not know how that word got on that reminder. I had not seen it there before. I had not seen it there before. And
Wow.
it just grabbed me. Okay. I said, I'm diving in right there. So hey, let's pick up the pieces. Let's be encouraged and let's move forward. Back to you, Rick.
What blows me away is how is it that you and Mariano worked together before we even all of us even came into business?
Yeah, on a super team.
You know what I mean? How there's a bigger plan.
Absolutely.
How is it that you walk around the center right there in where was that? The center there with the bishop that passed away. How is it that
Bremerton.
you walk? Huh?
Bremerton.
Oh,
Yeah,
Marvin.
Bremerton. How is it that you walk the grounds before the thing's even built? Before, all of the stuff we're doing now. And of course, lighting the vision for me and the things that I'm doing now that's leading to me building the 7 centers based on the vision that you transferred from the bishop, walking the grounds and oil and everything else and praying before it was even built in Bremerton, but being able to transfer that vision to me, and that still lives. And God is in the minute, and not only that, but it's impacting all the things that I'm doing, and that's coming to me now in Charleston in preparation. We don't know. That's why, like you said, you can't sit on this thing. because we don't know how, if we allow ourselves to be used, it's not yours to know how God's going to use you. It's ours to be available to be used. Back to you, Brenda.
Right. There was that transfer there. And then as you go, and then even as Bishop Robertson cut the ribbon on that community center, and it goes forth, and then the Lord calls him home, who he was the chief visionary. You look back, you remember those times when you were doing the walking. Okay, one constant is you were there. You were the constant. And the vision was transferred, and you keep that vision moving, play it forward, and groom it and work with it. So yeah, you are that constant. Back to you, Brenda.
Ooh, that's heavy duty. And that may be for that vision, but everybody on this call is the constant for something that God is transferring to somebody else. And that other person is waiting on the other side of your obedience and your involvement and your engagement to be used in that way. So thank you, Glenn, for your obedience to that vision to transfer it to me. Had you not been obedient in that vision, I would have never got to, the tool, the transferred spirit, the transferred vision to do what I'm doing now in this particular area. I wouldn't have even thought about building the centers had you not put that vision, transferred that vision. Man, everybody on this call, you can accept or not the responsibility that God wants to use you specifically for something he has been preparing you for quite some time. And he will make the connection if we will make ourselves available. Back to you, Brenda.
You know
Man,
what?
Rick,
Can I say this
then
right quick?
go ahead.
I believe in my heart, with everything in me, there is another man here, prayer warrior, that God just connected us to in this community and the community of Lakewood. He has never heard that testimony from Glenn. And I believe for such a time as this, that when he hears that testimony, he's on fire right now. I believe he is going to explode into the greatness of who he already is. I'm just saying, I'm getting excited about that because this man is sitting up in here running and running and running. And he is, I sent you some of you that call this morning because that prayer was so powerful that it moved my soul. And I said, somebody needs to hear this just to be encouraged. Back to you, Rick and Brenda.
Well, the Rick, it went beyond that, because then after the vision was transferred, then Rick, Brenda, and Vaughn show up out here to do a Super Saturday. And
Come
guess what?
on.
Guess what? We connect with the other bishop, who's very influential
Wow.
with a
Huge.
community center out here. And we walk into his office, and I'm soaking it up like a sponge. And
Wow.
when we go in there and sit down with this bishop, and I'm waiting on Rick to open his laptop and start the presentation, and he never did open the laptop. He just started talking. And the connection was made before you know it. Bishop Johnson had his credit card out saying, "Let's go."
Man, that's your power. That's your
Let's go.
power.
Guess
Yeah.
what?
Man,
Wow.
You
that's
know
your
why that
power.
happened?
You got
It
no.
happened because of what Mariano said. We were sitting in the community at an event, and that bishop saw us out there.
That's your
Back to
power. That is your power. Because we was in that little season of that when you was talking to the lady there with the V or whatever her name is there, and we talked to the YMCA. That was power of the Holy Ghost. Man, thank you, Rita. That's your power though. That's your anointing, and that is truly your gift. That connector. I was talking to a lady the other day, and she says, Rick, I'm a connector. And I told her, I'm a master connector myself. And she says, you know what, Rick? She says, this guy, one of my mentors told me, well, a guy that she met, He's kind of like a mentor figure. He said, that is the most valuable skill in business you can have, the ability to connect people. And he said the pay for that is off the charts. And all it is the ability to connect people, not to just know anything, but to connect people. He said, and she says, you know, Rick, it's not about the product, it's about the relationships we build. Back to you, Brenda.
You know, if you just listen for a few minutes to a person, if you sit and listen, you will find out what their passion is. They don't have to tell you. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow, that's good.
That's true. All you gotta do is listen. Wow. Y'all know we always have great conversations. We always have really great conversations when we get together and we start talking. But if you didn't get out of all the knowledge and the nuggets that have been dropped today, understand that you have to write it down. You have to write it down. Get yourself a journal or a piece of paper, whatever it is. What do you want? Write it down and watch it happen. But, you know, usually, but I'm not. Okay, yeah. Oh, wow, we're way over time. But it was a great, great conversation. Know that Rick and I are here, you know, just a phone call away to do a one-on-one if you need it. We're right here if you have any questions. If you have an old person who's dropped out and you've talked to them, please talk to them first. And you want us to reach out to them, we will do that. And so that's what, and don't be nervous about calling someone. You'll be surprised. They're really just calling to talk. They're really just calling to hear you tell them that they can do it. And they can, we all can. So I want everybody to have a great rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you guys on the beaches. And I used to say the slopes, but yeah, the slopes of the beautiful, beautiful hills and of Colorado. But we just thank everybody for calls, for being on the call. Have a great rest of your day. And we're going to see you guys on the beaches. I know we are. All right. Bye-bye now.
Those are mountains, not hills.
Oh, right. I stand corrected. What would I do without you, Mariana? What would I do without you? All right. Love you guys so much. Okay, bye-bye.